And now, it's the Still Unnamed Podcast with your hosts, Pete and Mark.
Hey kids, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Still Unnamed Podcast, coming to you live from the TSUP Network Studios.
We're not live.
That is true. You fucked up my intro. Coming to you from the TSUP Network Studios in the undisclosed location
Burbank, New Jersey.
You want to do the intro?
No.
Okay. I, of course, am Pete Salas, joined with...
Mark, it's over 9,000 Rodriguez.
You know, I never understood that.
Yeah, you
joke.
probably don't get the reference.
It's a Dragon Ball thing, right?
It's a Dragon Ball Z thing.
And Dragon Ball sucks.
You suck!
No, Dragon Ball sucks. Like, for real.
No.
Like, no joke.
No, you don't understand.
No, I do understand. It sucks.
You don't get it, though.
No, I get it. It sucks.
When I was younger, Toonami came out, and that was, like, the first anime that I saw, and I was like, this is...
I am bored already.
It's so awesome! It's about aliens and using your chi and then throwing your energy wave. You don't get it, bro. You don't get it.
I don't. And I don't want to. Anyway, how's it going, kids? Welcome to the podcast. It's Happy Taco Tuesday and stuff. How you doing, Mark?
Doing pretty good, Pete. Doing all right.
Cool. Let's talk about death.
Whoa. Coming in heavy.
I had a thought, and it's not an uncommon thought. I'm sure many of the listeners have thought about this too. Are you prepared?
Are you going to sell me life insurance right now? Is your family prepared for when you leave this
sense,
earth?
I'm going to sell you just to think about it, like some cosmic life insurance, if you will.
Well, I have a boss-ass Hot Wheels collection, so that's going to take care of my family.
Okay.
So I got that covered.
But, I mean, seriously, do you even... Like, what happens? What happens when you die? Like, what are you... Are you ready?
This is a very intense subject.
I mean, it's not. If you don't give it more intensity than it needs. This is just a general conversation between two people. I'm asking you, what...
Like, okay.
Do you have a plan in order? Like, at this age, I guess maybe let's try to centralize it.
Okay, how about you give me an example? Do you have a plan?
I do not, which is why I'm asking.
Oh, so like, if I go to heaven or...
No. I'm saying, like, I have life insurance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have
my beneficiary is Quentin.
Mine is Alyssa.
So, the question is, do you have... You know how, like, some people...
Oh, you're going to have, like, what do you want them to do to your body?
Right.
Oh, that'd be great.
Have you thought about that?
I want to be buried in, like, whatever, like, because I really have, like, that. I already told Alyssa, hey, if I die, don't bury me in the Joker costume. I know I love that costume. But, I mean, that would be cool to be buried in.
It
would be cool, but I don't want it. I want someone else to have it. I don't want to, like, take anything that anyone would want. Like, you could bury me naked. That's what I want. I want to be buried naked. Closed casket. Open casket. Bottom half.
Okay. Like, I know some people that have some sort of a secret or something that they're hiding from everyone.
Oh, actually, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if I'm on my deathbed, I want to, and Harley and Dexter are there, I just want to, right before I die, I want to say something like, and my favorite is, and then die.
Oh, I see.
I kind of want to, like, allude to something. I want to have them thinking forever, like, I think Dad's an asshole, or he was about to drop a major truth bomb.
He was trolling us
like,
on his deathbed.
Your real dad is something. Just something to fuck with them right before I leave.
I have a friend, and literally it is a friend, it's not me, that has a box full of... It's a female, so it makes more sense. She has a box full of sex toys.
Ew.
That she has another friend prepared to go and discard if she were to meet an untimely death.
Actually,
because she doesn't want her parents to find
no, of course,
or whatever.
Rod has told me on several occasions,
Right.
if and when he dies, I'm to go to his apartment and destroy his computer. He said that is your only mission.
It kind of makes you wonder what's in there or what's on there. Rather.
Look, I will respect the dead man's wishes, and I will not look into it.
You won't browse?
Ah, God.
You'd browse.
I
I think
would.
we all would. I think that's the thing. That's why I couldn't be entrusted with something like. I mean, not that I'd go play with her sex toys.
If it was a bag of sex toys, you'd be like, "Yep,
Yep, it's pretty cut and dry what this is. No, but like in that situation, like, hey, I have a USB and this is the location of it, and there are thousands of pictures, whatever the case is, something that I wouldn't want the world to know I had, or my parents or whatever. And I said, Mark, if I was to die tomorrow, this is where it's located. I need you to fucking burn it. Would you browse?
Yeah,
You would, right? I think we all would.
It's too difficult to not want to.
Right.
Here's something that no other pair of human eyes will ever see outside of you.
Right.
So I'd want to just fucking like, well, what's he into? Ebony, that's surprising.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it in movies and jokes like, hey, if I don't come back, go delete my browser history and stuff like that. But I think that really exists. I know that exists. But it's just one of those things, man. Like,
Well, do you want anything? Do you want me to take care of anything?
I'll tell you off mic. But it's one of those things. Like, I don't know. Do you fear death?
I used to, and periodically, like, I have almost an obsession with death. Like, I know you didn't know, and before we had this conversation, but I will sometimes just lay in bed thinking about, and even as a child, I would lay in bed and just think about what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it just takes over me because there is no way to know.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no idea. If there's a heaven, will I go into heaven? Will I go to hell? Have I been a good person? Does it even matter if I was a good person?
Right. Yeah.
Is there nothing? If there's nothing, then my concerns don't even matter right now.
Right, but unfortunately, you never know.
I don't know.
We could be trying to walk the straight line, for nothing.
Not true. Don't be a dick just because you might think you might go to an imaginary awesome place. Don't be a dick.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the general rule in life.
Well, yeah, some people need that carrot on a stick to not be an asshole.
Right. They need a purpose or whatever. I am not. I think I said this in one of the last podcasts. I'm not necessarily religious.
Yeah.
I am spiritual. I do believe in a creator, but the structure of Catholicism, Christianity, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a little more than I want to handle. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So I do believe that you do good things and good things happen to you. I guess it's more of a karma thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I do live my life by don't be a dick. So I guess
I believe in karma. I also really, really believe in yin and yang.
Okay.
Like
balancing out.
Balancing out, exactly. Like if
Excuse me while I drink this tequila sunrise.
Hey, who made that for you?
My sister.
If something shitty happens, hey, something good's gonna happen. If something good happens to you, something shitty happened to someone else.
Okay.
I don't think it necessarily...
So somehow the universe needs to balance itself out.
I think it really does. I think everything is just so perfect and equal. I think it has to work that way.
Okay. I follow.
Like, the plants can't survive without drinking in the water or something. I don't know what I'm saying.
You had me until that point. But that's okay.
But I mean, without something has to happen. I think there's a definite cause and effect.
Okay. But I guess what I'm hearing you say is if you do something wrong...
Yes.
To the universe...
Correct.
The universe will correct it even if it's not against you. You're taking a step further than karma, and you're saying the universe will take it out on somebody else.
I think it might. I think there are some people that man, I genuinely believe there are some people that have negative, like they have a negative energy that it's just bad shit happens. I think there's unlucky people.
Yes.
That flat out.
Right.
I think there are people that try as they might, the world does not work out for them. And I am deeply sorry for that. Because I feel I have been very blessed. I feel I'm a very lucky individual.
Okay.
I feel a lot of things work out in my favor. And if anything ever happens to me, or if an obstacle ever comes my way, I always have enough to get by. I always have what I need.
Okay.
And that's how I genuinely feel.
But you feel that you get all that because of a negative person that is, you know, screwing it up?
Not
I'm
necessarily.
trying to understand, like...
No, I don't think there's some guy that's just not getting anything and I'm reaping all the rewards.
Okay.
I just think there are some people that are in unfortunate circumstances. Like there are some people that can't catch a break.
Uh-huh.
I am not one of those people.
Okay.
That's just all I believe.
Okay.
I think that's how I feel.
Fair enough. So, do you have a box of sex toys? I guess is my main question.
If I did, I wouldn't say it on air. But no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm a guy. We don't need sex toys.
I guess that's true.
We're walking with sex toys on our hip.
You know, butt plugs.
No, I don't need any of that stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you have a box of?
I do not. I've thought of buying one of those Fleshlights just to see it.
Well, Kevin Smith is always talking about
yeah,
it.
he's a big fan of that.
He's an advocate for the Fleshlight, and I'm like, I don't know.
It looks so strange. Like, it's supposed to be inconspicuous and be like, it could be a flashlight. No, it couldn't. It's like a huge comically sized flashlight.
I feel it's kind of like fucking...
For those of you who don't know,
Okay,
a fleshlight is a male sex, toy or whatever that basically it looks like a giant fake flashlight, and you unscrew the top of it and there is a fake vagina in there. So basically you're banging a flashlight.
Yeah.
So it's called a fleshlight. Very creative.
I think it's like putting your dick in a paper towel tube.
Is that what? Okay.
That's what I that's not what it is.
I think it's a little bit more...
It's better than that, I imagine. I don't know. You get the paper towel tube wet, put it in the microwave for about 2 seconds. You got a nice...
Right.
You got a stew going.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not that many sex toys for men. I've noticed.
I mean, we don't really need too much.
I know, I think it's unfair. Personally, I'm going to take a stand. I do not own any, so I have no basis of comparison. But the fact of the matter is, I have been a party to going to a sex shop with a friend of mine. She was looking for something new, and there was like an entire store filled with women's products, and right in the corner, like an end cap, like a clearance rack type thing, was the male section. And I was like, what the fuck? So I even asked the proprietor of that sex store, which was the Gallery Lingerie, by the way. I used to do work for him, so I kind of know him. So I said, Carl, what is with this? Like, why aren't there more sex products for men? And he goes, well, the men are usually this other room. And I'm like, oh, there's another room, a secret room. All it was, wall-to-wall DVDs. It's like, come on, man.
That's wah wah.
I guess that is proving your point that men don't necessarily need sex toys. If they have a hand, they're fine.
I think women... I don't know. I don't know about shit about women.
No, neither do I.
I think it's a little more difficult for them, though. Because, like, if quote-unquote I get in the mood, I just rub one out. But if it's a woman, I imagine, like, them getting the bathtub ready with the bubbles and the candles and a nice glass of Chardonnay and parking themselves with a 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
And then got the shower going on on sprinkler.
Right.
And I think that's how they do it. Whereas I will just like, oh, I'm going to go take a shower real quick. 20 minutes later, that was a good shower.
Well, anyway, I guess, yeah, that I woke up thinking about that, like the whole are you prepared for death? And not so much in the life insurance sense. I'm talking more like the people that we are, the people that we know we are. That shit's gonna come to light after you die. After you die, of course, because your kids or whatever will go through your things and you know,
your legacy, quote
right
unquote.
What would be your legacy? It's like, okay, here's dad's Medal of Honor, and here's, you know, mom's favorite, you know, pearl earrings, and here's dad's cock ring. It's like, what were they into? What is happening here? Like, I for one, I've lost my grandparents, and we went through all their stuff. Nothing of there was nothing of
Fleshlights.
No Fleshlights.
Are you sure?
In Grandpa's.
This is just a big flashlight.
Well, shit. Now that you that you mentioned it, I'm gonna go through that again. Like my mom's dad just recently passed a few months ago.
Yeah.
And they came back with all his worldly possessions, and all it really was a bunch of guns. And you know,
a bow and arrow. That was pretty cool.
Right. But there was nothing of scandalous. There's nothing scandalous that he had.
Yeah.
Whereas, I feel that maybe it's a generational thing.
Correct.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
But now that this generation starts dying off, what are their kids gonna find in dad's secret stash? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know why I woke up thinking that.
Well, what do I have to leave behind? I have a lot of electronics. That's pretty much it. PlayStation.
Right.
Probably by then obsolete. Hopefully I don't die next week. Thanks for bringing all this energy this way.
You're welcome.
What do you want to leave them, like, emotionally? Like, what do you want to leave Quentin? Like, how do you want to pass on any traits? Like, I kind of enjoy cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I would like it if, like, Harley or Dexter enjoyed cooking. Like, with Harley, I make pancakes with, not every morning, but occasionally, if I make pancakes, it's super easy. It's one of those just add water ones.
Right.
So I have her pour out the mix and then add the water, and then she'll mix it, and then I'll.
So you're starting them early in that sense.
She wants to help though, so I don't want anyone to assume like, oh, he's forcing him to cook. No, she's like, can I help? And she'll climb the step ladder and she'll want to help mix and all that stuff. But I think she enjoys it.
You know, I don't know what I'd like to leave.
Well, you're leaving a lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling, yeah. He's already into that. I think more so.
Did you see his belt?
Yeah, the one he made.
Did you read his belt?
I did.
Put him on blast. He doesn't listen.
I wish I had it so I could read it on the air. But anyway,
well, I want to say, for one thing though about that belt, it says something along the lines of Quentin 316 wiped.
I just wiped your ass.
I just wiped your ass. He meant whipped.
He did mean whipped, but
the belt says wiped.
Well, you know,
it's adorable though.
Sure.
He made his own little belt.
I did that when I was his age too.
You did?
Maybe not his age. I might have been 14. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things that, you know, everyone out there needs to think about. That.
Are you gonna murder someone? Are you dropping mad hints? Everyone that knows Pete, watch your back.
Not that anyone has anything to be ashamed of. I'm not putting anyone on blast. Whatever you're into is whatever you're into. Just keep in mind, if you die tomorrow, your kids are gonna find that shit.
Definitely. Or your parents.
So keep it online, I guess. Keep it virtual. No hard copies.
Incognito tab, everybody.
Exactly. Anyway.
When I was little, we were at some funeral or something. Mm-hmm. Speaking of death. And we were at the cemetery. And I didn't know at the time. I was young enough to like not know a lot, but I knew a little bit. We were at a cemetery, and I thought this was the cemetery for like all the dead people. I thought everybody is buried here. Okay. Everybody that has ever lived is buried here. Because I'm dumb. I don't have spatial recognition. I was looking around for Martin Luther King's grave. I was a big fan of Martin Luther King.
Were you?
I was a huge fan.
You were like, that civil rights speech?
Yeah.
That was my jam.
Put that shit on my Sony Walkman, and I just listened to it all day. But yeah, I was straight up looking for Martin Luther King's gravesite so I could be like, hey, Good job, Martin Luther
Just
King.
thank you for all
Yeah.
you did for my people.
I broke my leg, so I couldn't go to gym. So instead of going to gym, I would just stay in the classroom and I would read a lot of books.
Okay.
And there was a Martin Luther King book that I read, and it really affected me. I was like, oh shit, man, this guy, he changed a lot of things. Like, this single person made an impact, and he died.
Yeah.
I was just like, this guy.
Did it say in that book how he died? That he was assassinated?
I don't recall. I was in the 3rd grade, so
Yeah. Well, I think that like sometimes they try and hide.
they'll be like, and he's not alive anymore.
Right. He's no longer with us and whatever.
After that, I started to read a lot about Martin Luther King. So
Did you know that this is episode 30?
this is 30.
I hadn't even mentioned that yet in the intro.
Happy
Yeah.
30th.
Thank you. Happy 30th to you.
You're in your 30s.
I am in my 30s.
What do I have to prepare
Fucking
for?
weird.
Do you still feel like? Because I was listening to a different podcast, and there's a person that talks, and they mention they still feel like they're in their young 20s.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel that way?
Absolutely not. No, I feel older if anything else.
Because like, I feel like I'm still if I was told I was 22, I'd be like, yeah, but I'm not 22.
Right.
I'm gonna be 28 in a couple of months.
I think in some cases I still act like I'm younger than I am, or the things that I find interesting. Like I'll find myself reading a lot of articles about upcoming comic book movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Something, comics related, music, movies, like all that pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think to myself, like, are other 33-year-old men reading this? Are they reading, like, the Wall Street Journal and shit like
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I have that moment of I don't
Step
know.
outside yourself.
Right.
Look at what you're
Like,
doing.
I get
Am I
that-
an adult?
Well, see, that's the thing, is I get that feeling a lot when I go to, like, academy and I see other men my age or roughly my age, and they're wearing, like, on a Saturday or whatever, they're wearing, like, the cargo, shorts with, like, either, like, a polo top or, like, a Magellan fishing shirt or something like that. And they got their little cap and their little sandals on, and that's what they wear to relax. Like, me, I'm wearing a wrestling t-shirt
Yes,
or a
you are.
Spider-Man t-shirt or something like that. Like, and I think to myself, is that what a real man looks like? Like,
Is that an adult male in his
exactly.
30s?
Should I be dressing differently? Like, I get those moments because it's more visual. I can see
Yeah.
it immediately. I can compare a 33-year looking man to myself and say, like, fuck, dude, I'm still a child. I'm still dressing like a big teenager. And is that wrong?
Absolutely not. Because you still handle your shit.
I do.
I mean, if Quentin wasn't eating dinner because you were playing a PlayStation game, then I'd be like, you should be more responsible.
Right.
But I mean, you handle every responsibility that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're still you. I mean, there's no way to put it.
Right.
I'm still me. I'm not gonna.
Okay. By that rationale, yes, I do. Thank you.
Hey, Lady Gaga's my age. What the fuck?
I know, and she dresses like a
hot dog?
or like a meat dress.
That's so 2000 and late. Just
I don't know.
sick burn.
I haven't seen her in years. She's a little piece of ass, though. I'll tell you that.
she's
much.
got a nice tuchus.
Yeah. Does that, like, okay? Let's flip sides here, and
Okay.
let's look at me through the eyes of a woman, of a possible girlfriend or whatever.
Okay.
I'm walking through Academy. I'm wearing a Superman t-shirt.
Superman t-shirt.
There's another guy, looks kind of like me, same build. I'm not gonna make him more or less attractive than I am.
Yeah.
We look identical.
Tiny dick.
Oh, tiny dick. And he's dressed like a grown, proper
Adult.
adult.
He's got the pastel blue polo shirt.
Right.
He's wearing some khaki shorts.
Right.
He's got
He's got the big belt clip with the phone on it and a gold chain. Which one is more appealing to a potential mate?
Okay. Not being a female.
Uh-huh.
Let me take a think. I would look 100% honest. I don't know, but if I looked at both of you, first impression, that other guy has his shit together.
Right. The polo man.
Polo man.
Right.
However,
Uh-huh.
some females might be like, that guy looks like he's fun.
Okay.
That's how some females, I imagine, prefer.
I'd say that's right. I mean, but so it is goes back to that whole thing of the clothes make the man in most people's eyes. Like, first impression is
Absolutely.
right. So
I started wearing Crocs in public. I don't have anybody to impress. I'm married. I have 2 kids. I don't give a shit.
Crocs in public, I don't think I could ever do that.
I have like blue Crocs. Like they're not even inconspicuous black. Like maybe no, they're straight up light blue. You can see them from fucking 50 yards away.
Well, I too have no one to impress. Oh, I cry myself to sleep. So I guess what I'm saying is, ladies, if you're ever at Academy on Saturdays, I'll be the guy wearing the Superman t-shirt. I'm pretty fun. I'm
Superman
a good guy.
t-shirt, Crocs, and tears.
Right. I'm the guy crying. Oh my god.
Holding a fishing pole upside down.
Right.
How does this work?
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sporty at all. I'm not a catch. But take a chance on me.
Well, I mean, I'm not a normal person,
No, you're not.
and I like it. I genuinely like being different. I like having a different way. I think I like having a different way of thinking. I don't like being a part of the norm.
Okay.
I like having a different style than most people.
Like the bow ties and stuff like
I like
that?
bow ties, exactly.
Right.
It's something that's not like so strange, but it's different.
Mhm.
It gives me a different style.
It makes you stand out.
It makes me stand out.
Like me with the bald head and the big beard.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not an uncommon look, but it's not a common look
It's a
either.
unique look.
Right. And I have noticed, like, I do stand out a bit since I've started shaving my head and whatever. I mean, even then, when I started shaving my head was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Something like that.
And it still wasn't that common a practice. Now you see bald guys walking around everywhere. Like, they've embraced it. They finally, whatever.
Well,
I'm not saying I'm a pioneer or anything.
no,
I'm just
you're the
saying.
Martin Luther King of bald heads. I think your style and your unique, because like even if you put on that polo and shorts, they look at your arms. You have tattoos. You got the shaved head. You got the luscious big beard. They're gonna be like, he had somebody dress him this morning, because that is not the way that man dresses.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. That, yeah, I would look like I'm wearing a costume.
exactly.
Okay.
Because you're gonna. There are some people that you look at them and you're like, you're not normal in that.
Mhm.
You're out of your element. Something is different.
Right. I feel that way like when I'm forced to, dress
Monkey
up
suit.
or whatever. Yeah, like tuck in.
Hey, you know what I was thinking the other day?
What?
When you ever worked in like retail, or you had to wear a specific uniform, and you saw your friends or your coworkers in their civvies, we'll call them.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so weird.
It is weird.
But now that I'm working at a more business casual place, I see people in normal clothes all the time.
Right.
But I was just thinking about how, like, if you worked at Dairy Queen and then you see hey, what's going on? Wow.
Like, did you ever see your teachers outside of school?
Oh, that was so weird.
That was a mind fuck, wasn't it?
That was so weird. Like at HEB.
Yeah, like, you have kids? Like, I thought we were your kids. You know what I mean? And yeah, they're not dressed up. They're, wearing shorts and stuff. And
It's weird.
It's a strange moment I think that all kids must go through once in a while.
Yeah. Not anymore.
No, I
well, not
guess not.
us. We're not
No.
kids.
But still, I find, like, if I see people I know at work outside of work. First of all, I hate seeing people that I know.
Yeah, me too.
I hate it. It gives me such anxiety. I don't know why. I just don't want to have to say hi to somebody outside of the working environment. It's so strange. I know it is.
I know it. Well, yes, it is strange, but I do it too because I feel like I've taken such, like I'm gonna be 100%. I am different people. I'm a different person to different people.
Right. I think you said that before.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So out of that element in which I'm comfortable and being at like fucking Whataburger, and then there's a coworker like, hey Mark, I'm so uncomfortable. That's why I don't go to parties. That's why I don't go to bars. I don't know how to be me.
Right.
That's fact, man.
And
that's for me. I don't know how it is for you.
No, it's the same for me. I think I find it's so strange. Like it just happened last week, where you see somebody at work and you see them practically every day. I mean, some days go by where you don't interact with that person, but in for the most part, you see them every day.
Yeah.
If you see them on a Saturday at a restaurant, I feel like you have to like make a big deal about it, like you haven't seen that person in forever.
Really?
And it requires like a hug and a kiss type of thing. Like that, I'm telling you, it just happened.
Oh, really?
Yes, I saw my boss at a restaurant.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you've seen your boss.
I saw my boss at a restaurant, and when I saw her, it was like, hey, and I'm like, hey, and there was a hug and an embrace and a little kiss on the cheek, and why doesn't that happen every day at the office? It doesn't. It's not required.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when you're out and about in the real world and
your
you see them,
civvies,
right, now it requires like a, hey man, what's up?
Oh my God, I would never expect to see you anywhere outside of work.
Isn't that strange? Like, that's a very strange thing that us humans do. It's very, very bizarre to me.
Yeah, like pretend like wow,
Saturday.
This is a fantastic coincidence.
Right.
I am happy that I just so happened to see you outside of work, but I'm not.
Right. And like Friday and then Saturday, like the difference one day makes. Saturday requires a hug and a kiss. Why? I don't get it. I mean, am I alone in this? I mean, maybe I'm the only person who feels that way.
You're quite huggable.
Well, I mean, we've established that, but no, and it's not just, that wasn't an isolated incident. That happens all the time when I see people outside of work, where it's kind of like I haven't seen them in years and I must make a big deal about it.
Well, I can't hug anybody because Alyssa gets jealous. So I just like high five them in the face so they won't.
Right.
They'll stay away.
Back off. I don't know.
But I mean, I really don't interact with people at Sam's. That's all I ever do. I just go to Sam's.
Right. So I got some news. A friend of the show, a friend of ours, is going to be moving away soon. Ruben. You guys remember Ruben from about 5 episodes ago?
Yeah.
He's getting a new job, and he's relocating to San Antonio, and he's very excited, and we're very proud of him.
Great job,
good
Ruben.
for him. And so that means in the next few weeks or so, we'll have him on as we'll give him a goodbye pod.
Yeah, that sounds like great. That sounds like fun.
That sounds like great.
Shut up. My brain works different. I think we established that.
Yes, we have. So, so we'll be talking to him someday soon.
Hey, on a completely unrelated matter.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter, because last week was Easter. He got a basket. He got little Thomas trains.
Okay.
They're about the size of a matchbox car or whatever.
Okay.
They're tiny. They're not tiny, but they're small.
Uh-huh.
And he grabs his dick a lot when we change his diaper. and I was like, oh, lightning bolt. I just had an idea. I'm going to give him these little toy trains to play with while I change his diaper so he won't grab his dick and balls.
Right.
Because he just always grabs his dick and balls.
Right.
So I gave it to him and it works. He stops playing with his dick and balls and he's playing with his little trains. And I'm like, this is great. Problem solved. He'll stop. The second time, the immediate next time I went to change his diaper, I handed him the trains. I took off his diaper. Immediately, He grabbed his dick and he took the train and he was riding up his dick with the train like it was a little train tracks. His little train was going up his dick.
Right.
And I was like, damn it, Dexter, stop playing with your dick. It's bad.
Wow.
He's playing with his dick at a high school level.
That is awesome. I wonder where he learned that.
Probably the internet. Definitely not from Daddy.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyways,
That is a completely unrelated story.
But I just had to get it out of my system. I'm like, this is so weird. I have to share this. And it's not one of those things you can post on Facebook, like when Harley says, I'm going to be quite cross.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Well, you completely threw me off with that. I don't know if Quentin ever had a problem with that. I can't remember. I mean, I know that, like, in the tub, sometimes he would just kind of tug at it a little bit, just to say, oh, that's there, and then move on.
No.
But
he's for months. Like, even when we went for one of his early month checkups, like, he was 3 months. Mm-hmm. He would do that.
Right.
And the nurse who was checking him out, like, oh, you're not supposed to know how to do that yet.
Wow.
So he's advanced in grabbing dick and balls.
Right.
His own, anyway.
There you go. So episode 30.
Episode 30, the big 30.
Oh my God. You'd think we would have prepared more for this, but that's pretty cool. 30, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what 30's like.
No, you don't. Not yet.
I mean,
so that's what, 22 more, and we'll have a full year?
Yeah.
22 more weeks.
We have big plans.
Do we?
None, but they don't know that.
Yeah. Well, I for one am proud of what we've done. And earlier when you asked me what legacy would you like to leave or whatever for Quentin, I don't think that I need to do very much. I've already given him 30. If he ever wanted to know if I was to die today.
Yeah.
I
have to upload this.
Right, you have to upload this first. And secondly, he'll forever have a couple of 30 volumes of texts of encyclopedia of what his dad was like.
You're right. It's a good legacy to leave behind, because when the little bit that we had with Harley last week, I think it was well received. Yes. I mean, people were telling me, like, she sounds so cute, she's so adorable, and now I have this thing that is permanently on the internet that I could always go back to, like, hey, Harley, this is a little 2-minute segment that we had on a podcast where you were just talking about what you did that day.
Right.
And it's awesome.
No, I agree. That is, I mean, I might have said this in one of the first podcasts at the end, like that Kevin Smith, again, I know that we drop his name a lot, but he is legitimately one of my heroes. He's the one that said it when he interviewed his mom. He usually has superstar guests and, whatever. But he took the time to talk to his mom just because he knew his mom was getting older, and he just wanted to have something on record that he could go back to and listen to after she passes. Yeah. And that struck a chord with me. And I said, you know what? I want to do that with everybody that's important in my life. Like, I want that. So that's,
So in theory, would that make me the most important? Because I'm on, like, every week?
You would be the most important.
Yes!
Yes. 30 episodes in. Let's see if we can crank out another 22 more and make a full year.
Fuck it, let's ride this bitch till the wheels fall off. Is that how it goes?
I think so. But thank you guys for listening. We're winding down here, and Mark, thank you for joining me.
Hey, no problem. This is Mark. It's over 9,000 Rodriguez.
And want to remind you guys to keep on keeping on, and like us on Facebook, like us on Twitter at Pete the Third. We also have a at TSU Podcast Twitter that we're trying to build up. What else? Go to visit tsupodcast.com.
That's where you can subscribe on iTunes.
Click the subscribe on iTunes link. Thank you, and leave some reviews and stuff so that we can start getting on those top 10 lists.
Yeah.
And again, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate all the emails and comments and everything that I get. And
Call to arms. I just had an idea.
okay,
This is what you're going to do, friends. This is your homework. You're going to go out. You're going to buy a Snickers bar because everybody loves a Snickers bar. If you don't, you're a communist. You're going to buy that Snickers bar and you're going to give it to somebody at your work. And you're just going to be like, hey, here's this Snickers bar. And I promise you, you will make that person's day. Call to arms. Go. Do it.
that's nice. Special thanks to our sponsor, Chico's Bail Buns. And once again, have yourselves a very, very happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Bye-bye.